What's going on, guys? We're here. We're live. Welcome back again today to a brand new Poker Live podcast. My name is Joe Ingram 1, aka Chicago Joey. I just podcasted earlier today with Alex Luno, aka Alex on Moon. And that guy's a boss. That's what I've come to learn. If I didn't know that already, there's a reason why he's made millions and millions of dollars playing the high stakes games. A couple things to say. If you want to check out my website for all things poker, onepokerlife.com. I also got a new series coming out at the end of the month for Bovada PLO. It's going to be going over my last 12 months playing Bovada PLO, and this site officially dies. But let's get started with today's guest. So now we could go a lot of directions with today's guest. I don't know what he's more known for right now. He could be known for doing his $100,000 to $100,000 challenge that he's
$10,000, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, $10,000. Okay, $100,000 to $10,000, which has been pretty fun to follow for a lot of people out there. We could talk about his PolkerNews stuff, his YouTube content. We could talk about him streaming nonstop on Twitch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We could talk about Upswing Poker. We could talk about the Grind Nation. Shout out to Grind Nation. Hashtag
Grind Nation.
We could talk about the 100K. Jesus Christ, how many things you doing, kid? We could talk about the 100K you're playing on Sunday. We could go a lot of directions with today's podcast, Doug.
You tell me. It's your pod. Where are we going? What are we doing today, man? Where are we headed?
All right. We're going to start off with the main thing happening in the poker world right now.
Make a 100K tournament.
Make NVG great again, Doug. That's what we're going to talk about right now. So,
sure.
Been a recent incident happening. Been a recent discussion happening. I made a video about it too. Team Doug attacked. They attacked me. They said, what are you doing? Why are you siding with Ben? Yada 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 yada.
To be fair to Team Doug, that was a little bit of a biased vid IMO. There was a little just a hint. There was a hint there.
You know what?
Because you can't look at the personal issues the same as ruining a business deal where you screw somebody over. Those are not equal things, All
right, well, let's get into it. If you guys don't know, if you're watching this podcast back, there's been a recent happening with Doug Polk and another one of my friends' podcast favorite, former hero of the podcast turned, I don't know what people might say now, Ben Tollerine, Ben 86. There was could we give a short recap? We don't want to get to the whole details of everything, but we can give a short recap for people that might not know what exactly took place.
Yeah, sure. So cliff notes are about 3 years ago, I moved into the same building with Ben Tollerine. We worked out a deal where I'd coach him in no limit coaching PLO. I gave him some no limit coaching, and he then told me he could not do the PLO coaching. So I got kind of free rolled on the coaching. And then we hung out maybe a few times over the course of the year. And then we had a altercation where he flipped out on me. And then 2 years passed, and finally things saw the light of day. That would be the super cliff notes.
Super cliff notes. 32-minute video. We got to include a 32-minute video in there. The 32, 5 a.m., 32 minutes.
I don't think that you said 32 minutes enough in your last video. In fact, some of the comments, people were like, hey, Poppy, I think you missed saying it was 32 minutes at a couple points here. And then someone else did say that 32 minutes would be the shortest pod of all time. So I mean,
know.
32 minutes.
I can't. Now, first of all, I just want to say something, all right? No, I don't hate Doug. No, I didn't. When I made my video talking about that, it's not because I hate Doug. Doug's my guy. Doug's been my friend for a long time. He's going to continue to be my friend for a long time. But at the same time, I'm also friends with Ben. I look at the situation and, I guess when I look at it, Doug, obviously the coaching thing, that's something that, a lot of people I feel like you think it's a really big deal. But I guess my main thing is that if it was that big of a deal, I feel like it was something that would have been separated or would have been situated before any more business deals or any more action was sold or any of that sort of stuff took place.
Well, I mean, it did change things. I mean, some of our deals that we had we decided not to go through with, and we didn't really, see each other or hang out as much after it went down. And ultimately, you know what, Joey, to me, and this is just how I guess I look at things, and everyone has their own mentality with this, but the number one thing to me personally is your intent. And so let's just say that I get in an argument with one of my friends because something happened, but like I know that their heart's in the right place. I'm willing to let a lot slide in that scenario because like they made a mistake, they weren't thinking, they weren't trying to, basically they weren't trying to hurt me, but this is what happened. But when someone's intent is malicious or they hate you, or people that look like you perhaps, but if their intent is like that, then it actually is a lot different, because now things that happen can very well be malicious and they can be very well done to target you. And so the same exact thing happening between someone that you think is your friend and someone that is very clearly defined as your enemy or someone that doesn't like you, you have to look at those two things in very different lights, because intent does matter, even in the eyes of the law. Intent matters in these situations. So let's just say I thought that I was giving a friend a pass, but in reality, that was not the case.
That makes a lot of sense. I could feel that. Definitely makes a lot of sense. It's and I guess I want to go back to the video I made, because I guess the thing, the situation, I've talked to a lot of people about this. It's pretty much been a lot of things people are messaging me about. What do you think about the Doug situation? What do you think about, what he did with the video, and talking about personal details? And that's sort of the thing. I don't say that one thing's worse than the other thing. I don't say you talking about this or saying these details is worse or better than this. I think they're two separate things. And I guess that's my big thing, is that obviously when you release information like that, or when you start talking about, intimate details of a personal encounter you guys had, especially, some of the things you said about, these are things that are going to stick about this guy forever. I mean, these are like, people are going to say these things now for a long time, and it's pretty much ruining someone's reputation that's been involved in the poker world for quite a long time. And to what I know, it's got a pretty good reputation.
Well, I would open with saying that, this is not something that I just put behind me and didn't think about anymore. And I just randomly on the forums one day was like, I'm going to do this. I thought for a long time about this, and at multiple points I debated going public with this story, but I always felt like, I didn't know what the community reaction was going to be like, because obviously when you put something like this out there, there's going to be a lot of negativity, and there's going to be a lot of people that are their fans that are sticking up for them, or people that are just going to blame you for like coming forward. Like, I don't know why in a lot of these instances, there are people that will blame the person that comes forward for coming forward. Like, you shouldn't have done this, and so that mentality you have to be somewhat worried about. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do it. And in fact, Joey, we can tell the pod, I told you about this event that happened.
I mean, I knew about it before I even had him on the podcast. So
you knew about this event.
It wasn't a surprise to me. I've known about it for over, a long time now. Yeah.
A long time now. So this is not something that I was like, I never told anyone. And this is something that I had on my chest for a long time. And I was always kind of like right there between talking about it or not, because I definitely got slighted. I definitely feel that people should know and be warned about Ben, but I just didn't know what the reaction would be from the community. And then when I pulled up the Alex Dreyfus thread, and he's made a comment in the thread that was like, you can't just decide when something is convenient for you or not. Like, this is not ethical. And then tries to take like I'm the good guy, we're going to really put Dreyfus in his spot here. At that point, I looked at the post and I was just like, I can no longer sit here and just watch this happen. Because it's one thing to kind of screw me over in the deal, and then to like try and publicly be like the hero after what had happened. It's just totally unacceptable. And so at that point, I felt compelled to come forward. But I will also say this, when we're going to talk about the personal information, because that seems to be like the number one thing that you're focused on here. Mm-hmm. I did not bring that up first. Ben brought that up first. Okay. I called him a scumbag and a psychopath. And those are very strong words, but I was referencing our deal that we made. I was referencing him breaking our deal and lying to me and screwing me over in that spot. I didn't say, here's what went down, here's what he said, etc. And then he posts his version of the story and comes forward and posts it. And it's just the most biased, missing points. His original story doesn't even talk about like the rant he went on against me in front of my friends. He like kind of just makes me look bad. He like makes up a couple parts of the story. He like omits some details. And at that point, it's like if he says, okay, I guess we're going to do this, and then puts it all out there in a way that's super biased and not even truthful, then yeah, I'm going to stand up for myself and say what actually happened, because there is a duty there for me to, not only tell the truth and what happened, but also stick up for myself when someone's just going to lie in a public forum.
So him being a psychopath, someone flips out, gets angry, whatever, goes off on someone, that in your eyes makes them a psychopath, though?
I think when someone is acting, maliciously and without fear of repercussion and screwing people over, in my mind, that makes them a psychopath.
But what happened on the bed? 5 a.m. You're on a bed. I need to know what happened on the bed, man.
What's your obsession with this?
I
don't understand. So first off, let's over with this, okay? The way that you make this sound is like so far from reality. We're all poker players, okay? 5 a.m. Joey, I know you've been awake at 5 a.m., right?
Listen, I've been doing some things at 5 a.m. I'm never okay. Here's what I'm looking at, all right? I'm hearing you guys start arguing. Jay Kuhn, man of the fucking people, Jason Kuhn, trying to settle the argument. You got Big Dick Donger came in the corner doing something online with I don't know what he's doing online. You got I don't know who else was there. Cheat was in the house. Cheat was doing cheat things, just being cheat, being the man. Jay Kuhn leaves. You guys go to you go to a bedroom. You're on a bed, closing the door. 5 a.m. Like I'm not sure what's happening. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Let's just do a couple of things here in terms of the phrasing of this story. So first off, when you're hanging out until 4:30 a.m. with a bunch of people, 5 a.m. is not some super long off, like middle of the night secret meeting time. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, when you're in a condo in Vancouver, as I'm sure you've been in, because I've been in one with you.
It's true.
Where are private areas you could talk to someone?
Well, you got to kick that person out.
You got to kick him out. Kid, we both have money. Shout out to Joe Ingram. Hey, Poppy.
What did I do when I needed wait a second. What did I do when I needed a private place and you were at my place in Vancouver?
You just kicked me out. You looked at me like, look, kid, you gotta go. I got a hot piece coming over. That's what you said to me.
I definitely did not say that.
You said hot piece.
I did not say. There's no chance I said peace. See,
100%.
maybe you're misremembering. How do you remember this? What do you mean? You're drinking?
I remember this.
Ow!
I was playing 3-6 on my computer, and you walked over in the middle of my session and just told me I had to go, and I had to like pack my shit up.
No, it wasn't that dramatic. Now I know you're embellishing details of this story. I would not say hot. There was a hot Swedish girl. She wasn't a pea. She was from Sweden, man.
Maybe you said Swede.
See, this is what I'm saying. Now you see me. It's like 7 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, or something like that.
All I'm saying is like, you definitely kicked me out, and I had to pack my shit up. And you're like, look, we both have money. And you definitely said kid a bunch of times. Like, look, kid, we both have a bunch of money. Like, just find a place.
I did not say that.
Totally said that. Guys,
I said I have a girl coming over. It's going to be weird if you're over there because I had no door like on my room, so you had to leave.
Let's ask the chat. Chat, do you see Chicago Joey?
You can't do this. This is what you did to Ben. You can't use the mob against me here, man.
Hold on.
Using the mob here.
Joey, this is not what I did to Ben at all. What I did to Ben was tell facts and had witnesses.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, the point is...
Listen, I had a fun night that night. So that's, you know what? I appreciate you stepping out to a hotel that night for me. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
I took a bullet for you there, man. But hold on. Let's just like take a step back. When it's already 4:30 and you're in a public area, and then you want to talk to somebody one-on-one in like a small Vancouver condo, where are you going to go? You go to the bathroom? Is that weirder?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So you're in a bedroom. I guess that makes sense. Not much furniture in a bedroom. Only a bed. Okay. I see where you're going. Okay.
You're just like, I see what you're doing here, Joe. You're trying to take this and turn it into something else.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's an emotional thing happening between you two. You guys, I'm trying to figure out what's happening here for the people.
Let's just say that we hung out in the bedroom to talk one-on-one, and let's just put it behind us, okay? Let's move on.
I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with that. You know, I guess that was my only thing. It was that I felt like the issue could have been dealt with from, hey, we had this arrangement. It didn't work out, whatever, you know, Ben comes out, tells the Huggin 5 a.m. story. And then, you know, I can understand why you want to come back and say those other things. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. It's just something I probably wouldn't want to do myself. It's something that I wouldn't do, you know, because I know what kind of that's a big impact. Like when you say something, like it's just a big impact now. And these are pretty much going to be things that are going to be said for a long time. And it's not like these things are really ever going to go away.
Man, the chat right now is just unreal.
I know. I love the chat. I like the chat. But yeah, look, that's pretty much where my
look, Joey, don't get me wrong here, man. Like I understand that like this is a severe decision, but you also have to understand like how severe the event was and understand that there needs to be consequences for people when they do stuff like that.
I feel you, man. So what are you guys gonna work it out or what, man? You gonna come to some agreement? He owes you some coaching or what is it? What's it gonna be?
Oh, I first off, I would just say that there's absolutely no chance he's even going to talk to me. I mean, there's no way he's going to talk to me. And then second off, there's no way he's going to try and settle up what he owes me. And I'm not expecting that. Like, I know he's not going to. That's why I did this. Because this needs to be the repercussions for the actions that he took. And I have a serious problem with, so I had a couple pieces of him in high stakes games. And the result of that was I won $70K over not many sessions, okay? And in his mind, he's like, we're even, you won $70K. It's like, do you not understand? Like, I could have lost $70K. You know, it's not like the fact that I won money in a few sessions means that we're even. Mm-hmm. That's like, that shows like not an ability to not understand the way that like gambling works.
I get what you're saying, Poppy. I mean, I wish, I just wish things were, from my perspective, I wish they handled differently. For NVG's perspective, I'm happy how it played out. It made NVG great again. You got a lot of people talking and, people are interested in the poker world. They're coming in the thread. Alex Dreyfus, I know he had a celebration over in Malta. I think they threw a party at GPL headquarters for the thread. And, but I just wish it didn't happen. That's all, man. I'm not on anybody's side. I just wish the situation didn't happen, man.
You know, I'm getting a check in the mail from Dreyfus, right?
Are you? With what? I mean, where's he getting? Too soon.
I love like how page one of the thread is like all the posts go in. It's like drama bomb incoming. It's like, oh shit, it's going down. And then like by page 2, it's like not even about him anymore.
Yeah,
but. Yes.
He took over the thread.
It definitely went down like that. Let's move on.
Okay, let's go on. Let's move on to the Dreyfus thing. So I guess GPL Dreyfus came in. He's trying to sportify poker. He's got the GPL, and then Hendrik Latz makes a post, Value H on 2+2. Him and Fedor make a combined like kind of post thing on 2+2, where Alex Dreyfus was going to trade them money, I think 10,000 or 20,000. I'm not sure the specific total for each person, but instead of trading them money, it was more of a loan, and then he paid them back like a month and a half later or something like that with some interest. That's kind of the basic details of that story, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Dreyfus at all, to be honest. I don't think I've ever met him, and when I originally was talking with maybe I had a PM with him about the GPL, I didn't really see the GPL working. And honestly, I think Caitlin put it best when she said to me, she said, wait, so they're playing for play money? And I was like, yes. And it really highlights like, I guess kind of the problem with GPL, which is like, I mean, and this is a bit, I guess I'm going to get a little sidetracked when I'm talking about just GPL, but I kind of want to talk about that before we get back to Dreyfus. Like, the problem with the GPL is, it's very idealistic, and they're like, okay, we're trying to make this a sport, etc. But there are some major problems, and the first problem was when they did not manage to actually sell the teams, because originally you were going to have to buy a team, and then people didn't really have interest in that. Like, they didn't want to buy a team, because like they didn't see the value in it, they didn't see moving forward what was going to go on. And then also the fact that like the players are paid like an hourly amount, it just doesn't really make sense to me the way the league works. Like, if you want to have a league and there's a draft, people shouldn't be like, we select Aaron Paul in the draft, what's up? It's like, do you know how the draft works? It would be like the Dallas Cowboys were like, all right, QB, we're taking Doug Polk round 1. Because his social media game is tight. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to take drafts for poker players should have poker players being drafted, And I understand that like they're trying to like increase their publicity for their league, but at the same time, it makes it like very gimmicky because Aaron Paul can't even beat Ronaldo, as we saw in that PokerStars trailer. So the point is,
tough match. That was an intense match for sure. Ronaldo must have been watching your stream with a little bit of strategy he was using in some of those post flop spots.
he had some moves.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, the GPL, I like how idealistic it is, but I do think that it has some problems. And in terms of like of where the league is going to go, specifically for Alex Dreyfus, it's kind of like, why did he think he was going to get away with like these moves, you know? And like the wording that he said, like, you know, oh, I'll send you today or tomorrow, and then turning it into a 3 or 4 month loan. And then this kills me. This just cracks me up, man. To be like, oh, you know, I didn't want to have to do this. Like, and then he said a sentence that I'm going to make up a sentence that's basically like what it was. But it was like, you know, I had a lot of legit reasons, but like they don't make it a legitimate thing. Or it was like some weird, like, I had legit reasons, but it doesn't make it okay or something. And it's like, dude, that means they're not legit reasons. And then my single favorite line of the entire piece was when he told Fedor, not my style, just entrepreneur life. It's like, what are you talking about?
Wait, did he actually he told Fedor his entrepreneur life?
I swear to God, in the thread where Fedor posts, he says to Fedor about being late, not my style, just entrepreneur life. Yeah, hashtag entrepreneur life, guys. Hashtag entrepreneur life going on in the chat. And I saw that and I was like, man, anyone that can say that for like with how sorry they should be here is just like so out of line. Because first off, I actually would say his intent was malicious. I know there's a lot of like argument as to that. But like if I'm like, hey, Papi, send me 10K Bank of America, I'll send you 10K stars tomorrow. And then the next day I'm like, oh, it's going to be a week. And the next day I'm like, it's going to be 3 months.
Well, technically, it'd be like me waiting for you to send it to me. And then 2 months later, I'm like, hey, did you ever send that money? You're like, oh, no, play. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I could. But trust me, like, you'll get some interest. It's like, look, you didn't sign up for a loan, right? So it's like, clearly the intent here, if you say I'm going to do X, and in your mind you're like, I know I'm not going to do X, I'm going to do Y. I just can't help but feel like that was malicious. And I also feel like this is going to give the GPL a real bad taste moving forward.
I'm going to choose my words carefully here. I got to choose the words carefully of whatever I'm going to say next to this situation. You never know, man. The entrepreneur life. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the GPL, man. I think it's it's a situation where AD's, he goes around on my podcast, on other podcasts. It's definitely, it seems like he did well from his past ventures. He talks about it a lot. I think a lot of people just don't understand why he wouldn't have that cash on hand to be able to, send to these people straight away, or at least be honest about the situation, or at least, handle the situation differently instead of having these people message them at the end of the summer and be like, hey, where's that money at? And you're like, oh, shit, I don't know. It seems like if you're going to be running some type of big business that's trying to sportify poker and get the respect of poker players, you might handle that situation, especially with, two guys like a Hendrick or like a Fedor. Like, you don't want to ruin your credit with Fedor and Hendrick, man. These guys, like, you don't want to fuck your credit up over $20K, $10,000 in this spot. It's just,
maybe I'm not sure. So this is all my opinion. But maybe he just thought that like these people are just so wealthy, they're not going to really care that he had 10K from them or 20K from them for like a few months. I know that sounds stupid. I'm not saying that's what he did think, but maybe that's what was going on. I don't know. It's hard to put yourself in that position and be like, why would I do this when you just like wouldn't do it,
Yeah, people in chat saying I'm PC and hard. I mean, listen, it's just like, why the fuck would you do that? If you're running the goddamn GPL, you're running the thing. You're trying to get the poker players on your side. What the fuck? Like, why would you ever? I know like things don't come out, and there's a lot of other things I'm sure that have happened that, like when you're in this guy's position or when you're in AD's position, I'm sure you see other things happen that are much worse than that in your mind, and you're just like, oh, this ain't gonna matter because I see this person did this and hasn't paid that person for 3 years. Nothing happened to them. So. But this, like, you're running the GPL, it just seems different. It seems like a different thing. It seems like
you've got to hold yourself to a higher standard for sure. And I also, I will say this though, I think this sets a good precedent for the community that when stuff does go down and like they feel like it needs to be brought forward, that they should go ahead and do that. because I think in the poker community as a whole, there's been way too much of people like just like basically being like, oh, I don't want to deal with this, or like, you know, I mean, look, I've outed plenty of people. Like before even this Ben thing, I had the Joshua Tyler thing, I had the Brad Booth thing. I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting, but the point is, like, other than me outing people, I just feel like there have not been that many people that out anyone. And I think a lot of it is just fear of the reaction of people, and also like they think that if they out them, they won't get paid back or whatever. And the thing is, if people take more steps like this moving forward, where when something shady does happen, they let the community know, then it really prevents a lot of bad situations from happening. Because now, you know, if Dreyfus needs a 10K trade, it's going to be a lot harder for him to get the trade, you know?
Might be. Better hope China doesn't have 2+2 or something like that. Maybe I think they banned gambling sites, and maybe they can't access 2+2. You know, Chinese investors over there.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about the whole. I know apparently there was like 4.9 million invested from a Chinese company, but I can't say I know anything about that. I mean, how can we know anything, right?
Listen, we're all making allegations here. We're not saying the same PolkerNews, an official news show. We're researching our news around here. This is a speculative podcast where we speculate on information that we might know. So I guess where do you think GPL goes from here, man? They're going to be at Twitch. You're going to be at Twitch. I think I'm going to go down to TwitchCon. We're all going to be down in San Diego at TwitchCon.
Oh, you're on TwitchCon? Nice.
Why not, man? San Diego, listen, man, it's a good place to play chess. I mean, I assume TwitchCon's going to have a lot of chess opponents there. Yeah, of course.
Are you serious?
Yeah, chess player.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you didn't strike me as someone that would play chess.
You don't strike me as someone that plays chess either. You strike me as someone that's bullying people back in high school with fucking the Mohawk or something.
Do I really strike you as someone that doesn't play chess?
I already know you play chess. I already know all these. I already know these things, Poppy.
Actually, when I was growing up, I lived in San Diego for a while, and I used to go to the coffee shops in San Diego and play chess versus old people when I was like 9 years old.
Old men, old women? What kind of chess opponents you have there?
Why is there gender matter? Why you got to make this a sexist issue? Why can't they just be old people?
I mean, it's kind of relevant.
People are people, Joey. Come on, man.
Listen, I'm not angering the family, but in this situation specifically, I'm all about political correctness, as you can see from my GPL answer there. But
right.
Yeah, all right. So going to the coffee shop, 9 years old, playing chess. Are you winning the matches, losing the matches? I mean, these are tough opponents that have got years of experience on you.
This is what the people want to know. They're on the edge of their seat. They're like, did Doug win his chess matches at the coffee shops?
How does Doug not know this? I don't understand. How do you, the only one, everyone in the chat gets what I'm saying. You don't get what I'm saying.
So,
you see the chat? How do they all get it? You don't get it.
I don't get it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the GPI. I'm not telling you. I'm not going to enlighten you on this one here.
I actually played chess in San Diego as a kid.
Believe me, I played a lot of chess in San Diego when I was 23.
I see. So chess isn't chess. I see where this is going now.
Yeah, wow.
But anyway.
GPL, let's go.
You know, I'm not going to tell my chess story. We'll move on.
You got a chess story?
I was going to, but now I just, let's get back onto this. What are the topics? We have a lot of topics to cover today.
Let's go back, G. But what do you think happens to GPL from this point on?
I don't think there's any way that anyone can give it the same level of attention, right? I mean, how do you not view it in a negative way? It just has this kind of looming over it. And additionally, I've heard that a lot of people haven't been paid, or has anyone been paid? The jury out on that?
Not sure. I don't know.
I think that there's dark times ahead for the GPL. I would feel very confident if I had an investment in that.
You'd feel very confident?
Yeah, I was trolling.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. I mean, I don't know, kid. I mean, listen, I figure I don't know. Could be being serious around here, you know?
It's hard to tell these days.
It is hard to tell, man. It's called balance. You got to balance out your trolls. But yeah, I think the GPL, long road ahead. Long road ahead. We'll see what happens. Can they overcome it? We'll see. I mean, I don't know. It seems like maybe, they maybe need to add a little bit more poker guys, people who have some more experience playing poker on the team, making some ideas or decisions or stuff like that. So, yeah, I know it just seems like a lot of things talked about and promised at the beginning haven't been taking place yet. And maybe that's for a number of different reasons. Obviously, it's probably more of a challenging thing than they anticipated it would be. But
look, if they want to fix the GPL, people have to be playing for a lot of money. And if they don't want to do that, it's just like, that's what people love about poker. Like, look on YouTube. What gets the most views? The Joe Ingram podcast. No, I'm kidding. It's the
Bang,
high
bang.
stakes poker. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. No, but seriously, like, high stakes poker hands with like Tom Dwan, right? Or whoever, Phil Ivey. Those get the most views. And it's because people are playing for a ton of money and have big decisions they have to make. So if you want poker to be popular, you kind of have to do that. You can't sportify poker by taking away the thing that makes poker great.
No.
Poker's for money. That's the whole goddamn point. Like, no, it's sportifying it, but it's not for money. It's like, I don't understand. Why play?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen with it, man.
I don't get how they got so many good people into it. It blows my mind.
It's like a snowball effect. You get the people that are captains. That obviously the captains have a lot of friends. They've got other people in poker. The idea sounds pretty good. You know, they're potentially making some money. They get some publicity. There's a lot of people that aren't really creating their own publicity. So it kind of just goes from there. You get 3 guys in, 5 guys in, it snowballs from there, and then you got a league.
You do have a league.
You got a league, man. All right, let's move on. We spent some time on that. Where do we go? I mean, I guess we got to talk about the Ben and Barry thing, just because people want to talk about it. So obviously, in our situation happened that's kind of spawned from your thread, Ben86, and the mysterious Swede from Sweden, BERRI SWEET,
who, by the way, is currently battling 100 200 PLO against Ansky. Currently,
BERRI SWEET's got a lot of heart.
As we speak, they have a 11K pot going. Man, this is some action.
Kid's got a lot of heart. So I guess the situation happens. They tell people about. You summarize that situation too.
Okay, sure. So basically, after my thread started, BERRI SWEET had a story to come tell us. Well, we're basically. So I want to open with this. Barry was kind of an idiot here at the start of this because, like, clearly he was wrong, but in a beautiful way, it should have worked out for him. But let me just say what happened. So Barry and Ben have a conversation where Ben messages Barry and says, I want to bet on Sauce versus True Teller. Do you want a piece? Or sorry, he's not what he says. He says, I want to bet on Sauce against True Teller. Do you want looking for a little gamble or something like that? And then Barry somehow thinks that means he wants to share action on Sauce, which is totally wrong and ridiculous. Clearly that means he gets True Teller and Ben gets Sauce, right? So at this point, Barry agrees, and now they both think they're betting on Sauce, but really Ben is, and Barry's betting on True Teller. True Teller then wins X amount that would have won Barry 40K. Now, when they try and settle up, Barry thinking he owes the money, he finds out that he accidentally had the other side. Now, what I'm very confused about is how Barry clearly does not just get paid that money, because he made a mistake. It was a pretty stupid mistake, and he then thought that he had, Sauce's side. But if you book a bet, man, that's booked no matter what you thought you were betting on based on the language of the bet. It's not like if we book a bet, but then like after the bet, I'm like, oh, I thought I had the other guy. It's like, oh, bet's null, whatever. Mistakes happen, clearly you have that side. And basically what Ben did was he says, oh, well, Ike will arbitrate this then, when he had already told Ike the day before that, what happened and got Ike's opinion, and didn't ask Barry like what he thought or whatever. He just like said Ike will do it. And then he's like, oh, well, Ike says that we're even or whatever their resolution was. Mm-hmm. And the thing is just like, besides the fact that you clearly just owe the money, because, if in the reverse scenario, what if Sauce had won? Clearly Ben would have been like, okay, you owe me the money. This is what we bet on, right? So obviously you have to have a fair person arbitrate. And then in my opinion, the bet should have been awarded to Barry for, accidentally winning, really, at the end of the day. And then as the thread went on, as the post went on, basically he said that another judge was hired and I arbitrated it and somehow deemed that Barry only got 1/3 of the amount. It was a weird ruling. I don't really understand what happened there. But basically, yeah, that's basically what happened.
The alleged mysterious second judge. Who could it be? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Berry Sweet loses that bet, he's always got to pay. And I feel like he got a little bit taken advantage of by the situation because Barry, more of an unknown guy in the community. He just kind of started being a little bit more active in terms of behind the scenes, talking with people. And I think around that time, and then Ben obviously been around the scene for a long time. He's got a pretty high level of standing in the community, got a lot of friends in the community. So I feel like it's a situation where he probably got taken advantage of a little bit. I feel like he should have, it's like he got lucky. He runs really fucking well. That's why he's been playing high stakes for so long and doing so well, is because he runs good. So he probably should have just got paid. The other way around, I feel like he always has to pay. So it just.
How does Barry not have to pay? It's just like the language in their Skype call is so clear.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear from the transcript that was posted that. But you can see even Barry Sweet's post he's making now. He's very nice. He's very he doesn't want no issues. He's not trying to, talk about anything else. He's just like, this happened. I just want to tell you guys. And I don't want, it's over. I don't need any more money. I don't need this. It's that. It's just, I just wanted to tell people exactly what happened because the thread got started.
Yeah, I think he was just looking for closure to something that he felt where he was treated unfairly. And, this actually happens a lot when someone comes forward with information. This happened with the Joshua Tyler thing right after I posted that thread. For those of you who don't know, someone came into my home and hacked all my computers and could see my cards. And right afterwards, a bunch of other guys were like, wait, that guy came and stayed at my place too, and I lost all my money to et cetera, et cetera. I can't remember the names of people who either messaged me privately or posted in the thread, but basically, when someone comes forward with something, oftentimes there are other things that they've done where people have been slighted before them, or other outstanding debts. And in a way, I think it allows people an opportunity to come forward and not be as targeted because, the thread doesn't have their name in the goddamn title,
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I want to ask. So where, you mentioned about outing people, outing these situations, stuff like that. I'm sure you know about some situations maybe you've dealt with personally, or maybe you know about them that would be of aid to the community. And I'm sure you probably haven't outed all of them. So where's the line drawn in that situation? What do you out, and is there a certain amount of money, or is it a certain where's the line exactly drawn? Because you said you think more people should come out, but
Yeah, I understand. Look, here's the problem. If you're just always doing this, I think I've kept it pretty reasonable to outing every year or two. But if you're just constantly doing it, then people are going to look at you in a negative way just because all this stuff is happening to you,
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to find that balance where you can say what needs to be said and also kind of evaluate it. The Brad Booth thing and the Joshua Tyler thing were very clear cases where the community needs to know, people need to know about Brad Booth, they need to know about Joshua Tyler, and they need to protect themselves. And that's why I also felt like this is why it took me so long to come forward, because it wasn't quite as pressing, It's obviously not the same at all compared to those things. So you have to use a little bit of just, thinking about the effect that it can have on the community. And you also, I wouldn't say it's a dollar amount per se. I would say it's the likelihood of something affecting other people is kind of the line there.
Okay. I guess we can, people they want to hear more about this, but at the same time, it's that's not a situation for obviously you don't want to sit there talking about it for, a bunch of different times, just because it seems like with the Ben, Ben's not really not saying anything else now. It seems like now the situation sort of is what it is. Things have been said. So now it's, where do we go from here? And
does it seem weird to you at all that Ike didn't post in the thread? I feel like, or at least when his name started to come forward, I felt like it was very likely that he was going to come into the thread and say something.
You hear that, Ike? No? Not in the beanbag today, it looks like. Yeah, I thought it was pretty strange. I feel like with Hollywood in the past, situations like this happen. It seems like he's been pretty vocal about a lot of different things over time. And it seems like if his name's mentioned in these certain spots, especially something with Barry where, a pretty big thing. I'm surprised that he did not come forward and post anything. It really is surprising. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
To be totally honest, when in these spots in general, I usually feel like it's somewhat of an admission of guilt in some ways. That's obviously not always the case. A lot of times people just don't want to enter the fray, and I'm not saying that like Ike, because like the stories are tough because we heard Ben and Barry's sides, we didn't hear Ike's side, and we don't really know how much like Ben kind of like forced Ike into the situation. Like if Ben just like told Ike he was going to arbitrate, or was like, "What do you think here?" and then relayed it. Like we don't really know the full situation, right? Because we weren't any of the people involved.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that Ike made a mistake here because I don't know enough. But a lot of times when people don't enter a conversation, it's because they don't really have anything that is going to help them to say.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll post something about it, maybe not. And I mean, I guess Barry Sweet looks like he had a conversation with Hollywood. They talked, and you know, I don't know. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to be forced in anything. I got to be honest with you. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy you're going to be like, Hollywood, you're going to fucking do this, go do it. And he's like, okay. It seems like Hollywood is kind of guy who is going to check the situation beforehand before he decides to make a decision, especially when it comes to arbitrating $40,000 between two other, you know, high stakes players, his peers.
Yeah, I actually can recall a time where I had a fairly dumb bet in retrospect that I'm not going to get into, but I asked Ike to be an arbitrator. He's just like, I'm not going to do this. So I can, from personal, I can definitely tell you Ike is willing to not do that if he thinks that he's willing to remove himself from the situation, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he posts, hopefully he talks about it, hopefully find out a little bit more about what happened about the situation. So, I mean, you think this stuff's good for poker? You think this is, I think this stuff, you know, I have seen some comments on YouTube talking about this stuff's bad for poker. Why are you talking about this shit? Yada, yada, yada. This makes poker look bad. The online pros, they're not these heroes we thought they were, sort of thing. You know, where do you kind of stand on that?
Well, you know, I think there's a few different views on this, and I think this actually is going to nicely transition us. I think you kind of set the question up nicely to lead us into a different
conversation. Almost like I do this a lot, huh?
He's too good at it, guys. He's too good at it. But the thing is, like, it's definitely a mixed bag in that this is a very popular topic that does get people interested in what's going on. It is a negative topic where, you know, something bad has happened. But, you know, the net result, as far as like what is that for poker, I think it's mixed, man. I think it's more people become aware of poker or become aware of situations like this. But a lot more people realize that there are negative things that can come out of it. So I'm not totally sure what the net sum of those things are. But this is something that we've talked about a bunch, just me and you. Like, I think that people need to be doing more in general to try and make poker bigger. Mm-hmm. And when I look at like the landscape of the content that's gone on Twitch and YouTube and all this stuff, I always just feel like it's so small compared to like video games, or on YouTube compared to like a lot of other subjects. It's sort of surprising how small that area is, and I feel that people within poker have not really done a great job of promoting that.
No, I agree with you. I think it's a lot of times people are busy playing poker. Obviously, tournament players are busy traveling to tournaments, and you know, they're living out of hotels and they're playing these 12-hour days. So, you know, a lot of people always say, you know, what's the point? Why would I do that? You know, it's not my responsibility to do that. It's not on me to do that. But yeah, I agree. You know, it doesn't seem like in the past couple of years, I kind of, before, you know, you started doing your thing on Twitch, and, you know, we had a couple things. We got Jay Carver. We got me doing this. There's some other sites out there, you know, a couple people are doing things, but I think it's because a lot of times there's no money in it, and poker is so focused on money that a lot of people find it hard to do things that don't involve an immediate monetary incentive.
I also think that it's because the personality types that make people good poker players are almost the opposite that make people good entertainers. You know, so like to be a good entertainer, you generally need to be extroverted. You need to be able to like make a couple jokes. You need to be able to like
Bazam.
You need to drop some bazams. You have to do like a whole host of things that are interesting for people to watch. And then to be good at poker, you have to be a very intelligent person. And so those characteristics are not really they don't really go together a lot. I think you generally have people that are entertaining or outgoing, and then you generally have people that are more introverted and reflective and, more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like that divide there makes it so that usually the people putting out this content are generally not top tier poker players. Like I would say, and I don't want to go down the road of like saying who's good or bad or like calling people out and like getting like a clip on whatever, again, on whatever. Like I don't want to do that. But I will say that in general, at least on Twitch and on YouTube, most of the players, if not all of the players, are not like top tier high stakes players.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very fair thing to say. There's not really anyone that's played much, knows high, even just high stakes, that then makes this content. So there's this gap between what the community wants to see, who the community wants to hear from, who the community wants to watch, and then what is actually available to watch. And so like, I think it's a little bit that a lot of the people that play higher stakes, they don't realize that there is value in promoting yourself and promoting your company in trying to get that reach. They see the value of playing high stakes. And sure, don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of money playing high stakes. But also kind of like long term, there is a lot of value in promoting yourself. There is a lot of value in promoting poker and making poker bigger. And by trying to increase your presence across all these platforms, like, man, I've been grinding hard on every platform. If there's a platform, unless it's Google Plus, I'm on it grinding. Okay.
Tumblr. You on Tumblr?
Okay, big platform. I mean, what's on Tumblr?
Knocking on Tumblr like that, bro? You got it. You ain't check out Tumblr? It's a big market on there, Poppy. All right, no Tumblr. Okay, so you're grinding hard. You're on the market. I mean, I think that's a big thing is that when you're talking about playing, high stakes, 5, 10, 10, 20, 25, 50, it's just you can make so much more money playing those games than you can make in maybe 5 years of doing content, of creating content or doing things like this. So I think that's just a big thing. And I mean, that's a big reason why, I sort of just do the podcast, because you can just make so much more money playing PLO. It's hard. Sure, you should, and sure you understand there's some long-term value, but it's still tough to just say like, all right, no more of that. Let's do this sort of thing.
Look, I am doing this knowing that the next 2 to 3 years of my life, I might even plus CV. I like don't even know, honestly. I really don't even know, because I'm going from the goal being find a lot of positions to make money to the goal being promote my brand and promote Upswing and promote everything I'm doing, and spend a lot of time doing that, but put in a lot of hours, figure out strategies, try and develop, try and get more content out there, start do YouTube, Twitch, all the platforms, Snapchat. And like, these are not things that make money. I mean, YouTube monetization is like epic low. It's epic low.
It's pretty
really
bad.
It's absurd. And then, really with what I spend on trying to get everything together and the people that work with me and everything I'm doing, I'm not making money on this. I'm losing money on this. But the thing is that down the road, you're going to have such reach, and you're going to have such a fan base, and you're going to have a following, and you're going to have made poker bigger, and you're going to have, like, for me, I can monetize having a coaching site, and you're going to do all of these things that make it so that in 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you have all of this reach that you can use to promote things you're doing. And that does have value. And that's, I guess, the thing I kind of don't like about poker. Like, yeah, when you play poker high stakes, if you're winning, you make a bunch of money. But then the session ends and you don't make any more money anymore until you play again. And then if you play again, people that are better come up and eventually are trying to compete with you. And then you have to try and beat them. And the thing is this. Every Doug has their day. No, I'm kidding. The thing is this. Like, at some point, you're just not making money anymore. And you've not really allowed yourself an ability to transition into something else, something that you can build towards every day. Like when I do, when I make a YouTube video, and it can be a video of just like a high stakes hand from like 5 years ago, and I talk about it, that video was always going to be watched on YouTube. People will always watch that, and then they're going to find about me and the fact that I have a lot of good things to say about how to play poker. And so when I do these things, it builds for the rest of my life, man. And that's, I guess, where I'm trying to go with this, rather than trying to be like, what makes you the most money right now? I'm trying to set myself up for the rest of my life to always be able to do things I want to do and have the reach to be able to get people to watch them.
Interesting. Okay. So you think that more people should be doing things like this to help grow poker, get poker out there?
Well, I think it would grow poker a lot. Whether people want to do it or not is totally up to them. Like from a lot of the people that I've talked to about this subject, they're just like, yeah, I just don't want to do that. They just like don't like. I mean, I would say that we are with what we do day to day. Of course, I do like playing on Twitch, and you don't. But other than that, we do a lot of similar things overall. So like our job descriptions are kind of similar, and most people don't want that. They don't want that job.
Well, I mean, you know, it's good, and at the same time, you know, a lot of people don't want to deal with all the fucking comments you get from people. You get them from Twitch and Twitter and 2+2. Obviously, you know, you're always being judged by some people's opinions you respect and by some people's opinions you don't give a fuck about. So a lot of people don't want to deal with those things. It's just not worth it. They'd rather pursue other things with their life. So, and some people maybe don't want to promote poker. Maybe they don't want more people to be playing poker. They sort of understand that online poker as it is right now, you know, we'll see what happens with Run It Once. It's a dying thing. You know, PokerStars is making more and more changes. There's more and more alleged bots playing in these games. There's more and more, you know, things happening. So it's just a lot of people probably aren't too excited to send people into that. Like, all right, here, go play on PokerStars. You got no fucking shot. You know, I think that's probably a big thing of what it is too.
Well, I think there's a few things there. Like, if you look at live poker, I think live poker has actually gotten bigger lately. So I don't think poker is dying per se. I think that the current online ecosystem is dying in that, you know, there's a lot of great games, a lot of ability to move up. Seat scripting is obviously a problem. The botting is obviously a problem. I mean, online poker has a slew of problems, of which the player pool themselves and the sites offering the games are both part of the problem. But I don't think that I would say poker is dying, you know? I think the dream still very much exists. I think that if you want to play live poker, there are a lot of good places to play. There's still a lot of people that will come up in poker. And then, of course, there's always the great equalizer tournaments. You know, anyone can win. Seriously. Anyone can win. It's just
I do not want to send people to play tournaments, okay? I just don't. But I mean, even if you say live poker is good, sure. But at the same time, you're still sending people to, by promoting it using online, people are going to play it online. It's just that's what they're going to want to play. I mean, in theory, you know, they got a better shot to win playing at the casino, but it's much easier for a lot of people to play on the internet. So when they watch you know, content on Twitch, or they watch, you know, content on YouTube, they're going to want to go play online if they got access to online.
Yeah, sure. Well, for starters, like, you still can win online. It's just not like it was before.
Right. It's not like it was before for a number of different reasons. And one of those big reasons is that the sites have sort of, you know, made it a little more challenging for a lot of players to win at the micro stakes and with the spinning goes and with all that type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, some part of the problem is the policies of the sites. Some part of the problem is the players becoming stronger, and some part of the problem is the ethics of the players at the table. I mean, it's a lot. It's all of these things kind of in conjunction. You know, will there be another someone just starts out with $10 and turns into millions of dollars? Probably not. That will probably never happen again. But will there be people that start off at micro stakes and turn into like 10 or 100 or 500,000? Yeah, that's going to happen. You know, you can still come up in poker and make like 100K, 200K, 300K a year. That dream still exists. But to be honest with you, when I started playing in poker, that wasn't the dream. You didn't want to make like 100K a year. The dream was you turn it into like, you know, what the nosebleeds.
Much as you that's always what I want. Yeah, for sure. You want to be playing the rail heaven. You want to be playing 50, 100, 100, 200. You want to have your name in the red. You want to have everybody in the rail begging you for money, people posting hands and NVG in the high stakes thread. You don't like that's you don't want to be fucking winning the spin and go in a silent fucking cafe in a silent room, no one to see around you, and then, you know, go play another spin and go. It's changed a lot. I mean, but we do have some potential good news on the horizon. Run It Once Poker, you know, Run It Once Phil Gaffon came out with a statement releasing about a new poker site in the works. And I mean, I'm pretty optimistic about that. What are your thoughts on the potential new poker site by Phil Gaffon and company?
Well, I think that if anyone could do it, Phil Galfon's like one of the few people that can. He's got a really great place within the community. He is one of the nicest guys in poker, or maybe even just period. It was funny. There was a post on Reddit where someone asked, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but they basically asked like, where should I go for poker training? And like, he's like a newer player. And then Galfond actually said that, oh, well, if you're like, a newer player and you want some more basic stuff, you should check out Upswing Poker. Like they got some good stuff over there. But, if you want some more advanced stuff,
bang, bang.
I was just like, wow, that was such a nice thing to say,
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's true, like even if like Upswing Poker is generally more for like the newer player to small stakes pool, and Run It Once is more for like the advanced high stakes guys, even if that's true, it's like a very fair thing to say, right? I mean, every interaction I've had with Phil Galfond, he's always just been such a nice dude, and like he is one of the good guys. So his image could not be better. He's been around poker for a long time, high stakes poker for a long time, online poker for a long time. So that aspect he has down. He's very successful, so he definitely has money to invest. I'm sure he has a lot of good connections, so that will help him as well. I think that he has, and also by the way, people know that if he starts a company, it's not going to be some like shit show. Like he started several of these, and they've always done well, right? So I think that he's in, of people that could start sites, one of the best spots. But I would also say that he's going to have a lot of challenges here that, really like how you're going to have to overtake or at least compete with the marketing juggernaut that is PokerStars. I mean, there's signing soccer pros and like Aaron Paul and like all of this stuff that you have to compete with. Like those are companies that are going to be your rivals. And I just don't know if having a good premise, while that's so idealistic, and I do hope that they are successful, I just don't know if that can overtake people that have been in this game for, a decade, 15, how long Stars been? 15 years, 13 years? I don't even know how long. Can you really overtake these people that have these multi-billion-dollar companies and just millions and millions of dollars of ad spend and beat them with just the idea that poker sites should treat people fairly? I mean, sure, look, I get you, poker sites treat people fairly, but are you going to play on a site where it's just like 6 people that subscribe to Run It Once at your table? Are you going to play there? Probably not. Even if the site is taking care of you, you still have to have an ecosystem that consists of all parts of the player pool. So I guess we'll see, man. Honestly, like I am very excited for the launch. I think it will be awesome to see what goes down. I'm excited to see how well it does. I hope that he does it the right way. And I'm interested to see like kind of what their strategy is going to be. But there's a lot of stuff going on here. Software. What's the software going to be like? Where are you going to?
What software for the site or software? What you say? Software?
Software for the site. Yeah. What else?
Okay. Nice. Okay. Software for the site. Okay.
Oh my God. You say software. There's a dream machine.
I thought you were talking about software. Maybe people using software on the site. Is it going to be software proof? I don't know. Dream Machine.
No.
Dream Machine. Propellant or something like that. Okay. Software. What kind of software are they going to have? Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So like what the software is going to be like, what the security is going to be like. Like you're going to be dealing with a lot of money, right? So you're going to have a security team. What support will be like? What all of these things are going to be necessary. Like I'm interested to see how they're going to handle it.
I think it'll be fun. I mean, I feel like people, are talking about how is the word going to get out there. But I also feel like this is going to be something that a lot of people, unlike the GPL, actually poker players are going to buy into. They're going to embrace. They're going to try to help get the word out there and let people know. And I think that some of the most popular people in poker, outside of people that are sponsored by PokerStars, are going to be doing that as well. And I think people streaming it on Twitch, I'm sure Phil, maybe he'll stream on Twitch. I think that'll definitely have an impact on it.
Oh yeah, that will all definitely have an impact. But it really remains to be seen, man. This is not the first site to have gone up. Like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of, I wouldn't compare it to some of the other sites when in terms of like what other sites really have come up that weren't really around for a long time now. I feel like most of these sites outside Unibet's been around for a long time.
Bro, Breakout Gaming, man.
Who's that?
You haven't heard of Breakout Gaming?
They were in a PolkerNews episode, weren't they?
Yeah, it's like the new thing with like the coin. They have their own like coin system thing, and like It's got a bunch of people like Jeff Lissandro and like I think Jennifer Harmon.
Jeff Lissandro.
I think Jeff Lissandro.
Okay. Who else is involved in this program, you think, this project?
There's a bunch of people, man. And there's some names. I want to say Johnny Chan. Am I crazy? Johnny Chan? Can someone verify this for me, please?
Johnny Chan, master? Hold on. Let me break out. I got to look more into this. Team. Who's on the team, man? Let me see who's on the squad. What's that? Where are they coming? When's that going to be started here?
I think it's already a thing. I'm not totally sure.
It is a team. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, be on the lookout for that. I mean, yeah, they might have. Oh, I see the team right here. Nice, man. Yeah. David Benjamin, Lane Flack, Huck Seed, Toto Leonidas, Jennifer Harmon, Vladimir. I can't say. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I just can't do the Russian ones. Shimilev. Ted Forrest, Todd Brunson. Nice, man. I like it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for the site to happen. Is it going to be a poker site?
I think they're trying to do. Let me try and remember everything. A lottery, esports, whatever that means.
Okay.
Daily fantasy sports.
Oh shit! All right.
Poker. And, dude, I don't even know, man. They're trying to do everything.
Ambitious guys. I like these guys, man. I say, okay. What we got any potential starting date for one of these things that you know about?
Everything's supposed to launch in July, August, September.
July, August. Today's date? Hold on, what's today? September 9th?
Yeah, look, man. I'm not even going to pretend to be the expert on this, but
listen, I got hopes for a man. It looks pretty cool. I'm looking at the thing right now. It looks like
does it?
This site looks sick. You see the software? This looks pretty dope. Yeah, it looks fun. I'm looking at the software, the setup for the tables right here. It looks fun. Yeah. So, oh well, we'll see what happens. There's a little bit of echo. Can you turn it down slightly?
Sure.
People in the chat are crying. You know how they get sometimes.
I'm familiar with them.
How do you like streaming on Twitch, man? You seem to be doing it all the time. It seems like you really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I guess I just really like the interaction with the people, like getting to chat with everyone, having an audience. I just like it. Crack some jokes, crack some trolls, and you honestly, you just have to try and have fun with it. You can't take it too seriously, or else, yeah.
Let's make up a new saying. We got Bazam. I feel like maybe we need to broaden the spectrum of sayings here. We need a new one. We came up with Bazam when you first started. That's been great. I think we need a new one today. What do you think?
Do you have some ideas here?
Lasagna, baby. I mean that's taking lasagna.
I'm not doing Mustafa Kanit.
Yeah. It's true.
Hey, let me close this one.
That's true. Where are you going?
I'm closing this thing.
Okay.
Like a line of like sun in my face. All right, we're back. Damn it didn't fix it. Sorry, all right, whatever.
Is Captain Onage in the chat seriously said Joey has no clue that Doug thinks Breakout Gaming is complete? Listen, that's when you know you're a balanced stat when it comes to the way you deliver things. So yeah, we need a saying. Let's think of a new saying. Come
on. You can't be like, let's think of a new saying and then put me on the spot to come up with a new saying. Like,
okay, let's pick a letter.
Bazam is my thing, dude.
Yeah, we can't. I take credit for Bazam technically. What do you
mean technically? I said it.
True.
Technically, you came up with Bazam.
I'm the one that said say something, and you're like Bazam.
Throw those Bazams up in the chat, guys.
No, I'm thinking of a word. Hold on, I got one. How about with the letters C?
I think I could think of maybe some other times it might be better to try and come with a.
Yeah, I know. In the 24-hour 7 strategy sessions happening on Skype. I know. Trust me, I know. It's a good place. Let's move on topics. I got a word coming in my mind. I'm gonna say it in a little bit here. All right, 100K. So it looked like you got big time here, Poppy. You were planning to stream the $100,000 tournament on pokerstars.com. You weren't going to show your cards, and then Mr. King Daddy of Twitch, Jade Carver, comes over with the big banger, brings out Mr. Bad Reg Jason Mercier to the fucking party. They're going to stream the 100K with the whole cards up. What do you think about that, Poppy?
Oh, well, I mean, I knew that this was likely to happen from the start. Like, is Stars really going to have a 100K and, like, not have anyone from their team in there, you know? Like, obviously that was going to happen. And this is really the difference. Like, I have to be making money on my entry because it's a lot of money. Mm. Whereas, like, I'm sure that they can, like, pay Mercier or Somerville or whatever. Either Mercier is getting some kind of money for playing the event, or he's not going to be winning money in the event, right? And I can't really do either of those things. I sort of have to make money in the event, being that it's a $100,000 tournament. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sponsored. So basically, like, I have to play in a way that makes me money, and I cannot play against the actual best players in the entire world and show my cards. It's just not realistic, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I wish I could share my cards. It would be way better. I probably would have more viewers. I'm sure the version of that event that has the cards will be more popular, but, you know, I'm still streaming it. I'm still going to show my cards at showdowns when it's public to see what the cards are. I'll also talk a little bit about what's going on. We'll still joke around. We'll still have a good time with it. It's still going to be a great stream. It's still a $100,000 tournament. Let's keep that in mind. And, you know, I mean, dude, if I min cash this, it's going to be like the biggest Twitch score ever.
Is that true? What's the min cash? 145,000 on PokerStars now, right? Then they changed the payout structure. Now it's like you get like 120,000 back or something like that.
Was that EPT or was that online events as well?
I don't know.
It was EPT.
Who knows, man? Listen, recreational player, there people are just happy to cash these days, man. You know, times are tough. They want to, they want to improve the ecosystem. They want to improve the longevity of people playing poker. You know, hey, give them a min cash. It's okay.
Yeah.
Are you planning to rebuy the tournament?
Probably not. I mean, we'll see what the field looks like.
Okay. I mean, the field looks pretty tough. They put out these betting numbers on PokerStars. I think Jason Mercier was the top guy. Field looks challenging, man. Looks like potentially a lot of the best players are going to be playing in that. I
think Phil Ivey was also tied for the top guy as well.
Is that true?
I think that's true. But the point remains, like, it's going to be, I think I'm going to use this sentence correctly. Let me make sure. The toughest tournament ever. And not in like this is going to be the toughest tournament ever. I mean, like, actually the #1 toughest tournament of all time. It's an online 100K, which I don't think has ever happened. And online tournaments are already harder in general. There might be like 1 or 2 recreational players, if even. It could just go for the 0 ball. I mean, this is the pinnacle, man. This is the toughest possible thing.
Sounds pretty fun. Are you going to try to satellite in or something like that? I know you just recently sent out an email pertaining to satellite strategy. Shout out to Jason Less. So maybe, satellite's going to be the way you're looking to get in.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
I keep such a straight face when I say this stuff. It's kind of amazing to me to even think about. But, yeah, it's satellite in, right?
You think I could just play 100K without satelliting in?
I think you could play 100K without. Well, I mean, yeah, you could sell your Twitch. You could sell the Twitch out into like 1.3 with the precedent set by Twitch streamers.
Apparently, you can play a 6-man 35K satellite right now. Should we hop in?
How much is it?
It's a 35K 6-man satellite. It's a two entrants.
A $35,000 6-man satellite right now.
Seems good.
Listen, man, you don't want to be taking other people's ideas that are streaming on Twitch. Will come playing with the high stakes 6-man tournaments, do you?
I think I'm willing to take that risk.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing is like, you don't want to take an idea like that. Maybe someone else streamed the 6-max high stakes tournament recently. Maybe you don't want to take their idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You gotta be easy, man. You gotta be careful. Don't step on people's fucking toes here, man. All right? But all right, you want to play? You want to play it? Go ahead. Nah, all right. Nah.
LOL documents.
Call.
LOL documents.
Call. Oh, man. Let's see what else we got on the list here. PolkerNews and YouTube content, Poppy. So you've been on the grind pretty hard. You're putting a lot of your best clips on YouTube. You're putting a lot of the highlights of the stream. You got the PolkerNews stuff coming out. People really like that. I think it's a great show. I like how it's done. I think that show, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think that show and shows like it are important shows. I think that they help keep the poker world, people that are semi-fans of poker in any level, keeps them informed with things. Right. What's the plan moving forward with the YouTube stuff? Because I know that you always talk to me about YouTube stuff now. So,
yeah, man, I'm really active on YouTube. Obviously, I would say actually my 2 main things I do day to day now are YouTube and Twitch. And my YouTube, I have a mix of content. I have the PolkerNews, which is the first thing that kind of launched my channel. I also have Poker Hands, where I go through famous hands, and then I also just have Twitch stream highlights as well as the occasional. Just random video of me talking about whatever. So, yeah, I have like a nice mix there. I try to do something every day. I think it's important on YouTube to try and get daily content out there. It helps your channel grow. But, man, like, I'm going to be honest, like, it got really tough down the stretch. I haven't done a poker news in a couple of weeks, and I'm not really planning on doing them during the WCOOP because I'm just so much going on, so much playing poker, etc. But it's like the thing about poker news is you really need good news, or else poker news kind of
loses a little bit of luster.
It does. And what would happen is like we'd have the week where like I did the Zoom changes.
Yeah, people crying like, "Oh my God, this episode's terrible." I'm like, sorry, calm down, guys. Obviously, not every week's gonna have these amazing stories that are gonna be super interesting.
It honestly, I realized that I was trying to do it every week and like force one through by just taking the biggest stories that are going on. And then I would do one, and they take a while to put together, man. There's like a lot of different stuff to talk about. I have to figure out what like we're going to go do with the jokes, figure out what scenes we're going to do, all that stuff. And then to do one, and then people would be like, this isn't anything. And it was just weird to me, the reception that got in the last few episodes. But then this poker hands show I've been doing where I analyze hands, that's been like taking off. Like people love that. They love the analysis of the hands. So I've been focusing more on that rather than the poker news stuff. And I don't know, man, like I just try and get a mix of content in there. I try and appeal to a lot of different people in poker and just try and get a little something for everyone, you know?
You know, I think you need to do a poker hand about the Ronaldo Aaron Paul heads up match. That's just such a, was that them two played? Yeah, it was no Neymar. It was Neymar or no Ronaldo and who'd Ronaldo play in that heads up match? I get them. I think Neymar played Aaron Paul.
There was a lot of amazing heads up matches that took place in that.
There's the three. You need to break down that hand from a poker news perspective because first of all, the Queen 8 when he's facing the shove, you know, when he min bets the river with like second pair and it's called by ace high, or I think he min bet with. I think he had top pair, third pair, second pair.
Look, I don't remember all of the hands. I just kind of scrolled through, saw a few funny hands, and like left a YouTube comment. And obviously, Pop P was already in the chat, leaving some comments on YouTube as well.
Listen, I couldn't believe you got a chance. Listen, poker. You know what I'm saying? I always want to say is PokerStars did a great thing, right? So they robbed from the rich to give to the richer. Okay, they took the Supernova Elite benefits away, cut them down. They cut down Supernova next year. Now next year you get Supernova. Fuck you. You got to keep it again the next month. You want to keep that. You ain't keeping nothing, man, longer than a month. They're nice guys. They took that money. Let's go ahead, throw some production to this. Let's get Ronaldo out here. Let's get Aaron Paul out here. Let's make it real fancy. Get a nice audience in there. You know, let's spend a few $100,000 on this show, man. Let's make this good. You know, great. I love it. Great idea by them, man. That's good stuff. I can understand it.
Your trolling is getting real intense right now.
What do you mean?
Because, like, I mean, obviously, well, the Supernova Elite thing was like real whack, like the way they did that. And I didn't really read that there's new changes today, right?
More players are seeing flops, Doug.
More players are seeing flops. Damn, sounds soft.
Yeah, I mean, more players are seeing flop. The recreational players' experience been improved. I mean, I read all the glowing EPT Barcelona reports from many different people. It seems like they all were just loving the event. I think it was the best event in the entire world. Yeah, I mean, it looks, yeah. If you believe everything you read, things are on the up and up, and they're looking pretty good on all fronts.
You know, one of the things I really tried to do as well, I think, with Poker News is that, like, I want to, in some ways, and you do this too, Poppy. You do this too.
Poppy, okay.
You want to keep it real. You know, you want to tell people like what's really going on, get the inside scoop, what people should actually be saying, thinking, like what's going on from someone that has authority within the industry, right? And so you can't just like read something and be like, oh, this is great, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, that's why I made the video about, you know, what's happening with you and Ben, because I feel like that's a situation where a lot of people want it discussed. I think discussing things like that is something that, I mean, it's kind of like an important thing because people want to, you know, if you just read through 2+2, all the really good posts get lost in the shuffle. You know, there's been some great posts in there by some really, you know, high stakes guys who are smart guys who really gave a good opinion. But there's like 2,000 replies in there right now. It's going to be hard to find those. And I think things like that where you can discuss it and you can discuss it, you know, try to be objective about it. I think those things are pretty important for just, you know, the poker world to understand sort of what's happening, what's going on. And, you know, I have a platform that I'm able to do something like that. And that's, you know, that's why I made the Phil Gaffon video. That's why, you know, I made the video about that situation. And as you mentioned, I think it's just something good for the community to make things like that and to just kind of, you know, let people know about what's happening out there.
Yeah, it's nice to have different voices in the community that can share their opinions. And again, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The lack of that has hurt poker in some ways, I think, because there aren't people there that are able to really, break down what's going on in the news, like tell some jokes about it, like kind of
Yeah, like I
highlight
was telling
things.
jokes in there. I'm talking about the 5 a on the bet. Listen, I'm trying to add some humor to the situation. All right. I'm trying to 32-minute video. I'm trying to be a little funny about the situation. Instead, everybody, they take everything so it has to be this super serious way. And if you could tell from the last 10 minutes, I like to troll when I say things. So I mean, come on, man. It ain't gotta be all life and death. This serious.
It doesn't have to
issue
be
and
life and
everything.
death, but there needs to be like different opinions, Like people are just so afraid nowadays to even have an opinion.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get you don't want to get backlash on from the guys on Twitter, loudest, the loud voices out there, man. If you say you can't, there's certain people that you're like frightful to say something where you're gonna anger them, because then they're gonna get, they're gonna get the click on you. They're gonna get all their friends, woo woo woo, yada yada yada. All their fans are fucking telling you you're the biggest piece of shit in the entire world, all stuff like that. If you say the wrong thing, so can you really blame people for not wanting to do things like that?
No, I totally understand. That's why a lot of people don't come forward with different subjects, right? But like the point is, like, it's good in any industry for there to be a lot of voices that have opinions and are and can speak their mind. And I just think poker has not had that, especially since, like, if you look at the last, like, however many years now, PokerStars has really become the very dominant force. They have, like, I don't know what % market share, but it's a majority of all poker online is PokerStars. So they have, a majority market share as one company. And I'm not sure who, like, number 2 or 3 is. 888's obviously up there. I'm not totally sure what the other companies are. But the thing is, when one company becomes that dominant, then I think a lot of kind of unfair things happen to people. A lot of unfair things happen to their customers. And that's really, like, these changes, that's really what you're seeing. There's a monopoly here in a way. Like, Stars is the dominant player. That's it. There's no one else that's really competing with them on that scale. And so there's not a go-to second option if Stars is like, you know what, guys? Rake's higher. What are you going to do about it? And then they can just mask it under the, like, but we have all these nice friendly pros, And then, like, you're like, oh, wait, Ronaldo's there? Or whatever. And that's bad for poker. It's bad for poker to not have that objectivity.
Yeah. I mean, especially they're kind of doing it on Twitch too. They got Jay Carver out there. They got Jimmy Staples out there. They got, they got all the people who are these guys who are, looked by the Twitch guys as, these guys are the guys. So now they're looking at, you're sponsored by PokerStars. Well, obviously, Jay Carver plays on PokerStars. I mean, Jay Carver's the fucking god. Of course PokerStars got to be good. Of course they're doing things right. Why would they be doing things bad if Jay Carver was working with PokerStars? So it's I mean, it kind of is. Who else is going to compete? Where else are you going to really go? Where are the other options to go? I mean, I guess Party Poker's trying to make a little, little something. What else? 888. Fuck, who knows? I mean 888 growing a little bit, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're on other sites. Like, there are a lot of sites you can play on. I'm not saying that they're small sites. A lot of these sites make a lot of money. But the thing is, there still is a very clear, majority owner of the poker market and the poker online poker ecosystem, and that's just bad for poker.
Tell me what can be done. What do you think can actually happen to try to change that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, I think the big reason why a lot of things aren't said in poker is because there's a lot of censorship. There's a lot of people who are at the top of these different companies who it's just not in the best interest to badmouth someone else, or it's not in the best interest to have certain people on your podcast, or have certain people on a show, or talk about certain people, or be friends with them, or criticize someone, or there's all these, it's all tied to, everyone's so worried about making money, but to make money, you got to be sponsored by these sites, and you don't want to say the wrong thing, burn the wrong bridge. You don't want to get the people backlashing on you. So there's a lot of, there's a combination of different things that is the reason why I think we've seen not many people do things, not many people say things, not many people have these really strong opinions about it, because a lot of times, unless it's the right person or the right personality type, you're gonna have to deal with a lot, and you potentially might not get, might not make some money, you might not get some work, and you might not be able to have, do the things that you want to do because of certain things that you said.
Yeah, and those are fair concerns. I don't know what the correct solution is. I'm highlighting the problem. I'm willing to sit here and say there's a problem with no solution.
Okay. I feel you on that, puppy. I feel you. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got up and coming Twitch streamers who maybe those guys got something in mind. I don't know, man. What do you see on the Twitch horizon, man? Do you see Twitch? Twitch sort of had its moment. It started off. It was super hot. Everyone's going on Twitch. Now I feel like we got some established guys that are popular on Twitch. We got everyone's pretty much streaming tournaments. It seems like you got some guys switch to tournaments to spin and goes. You got people now trying to make a living as professional Twitch streamers rather than professional poker players who stream poker on Twitch. So where do you see sort of Twitch going with its relationship with the poker world?
Well, Twitch is interesting, man, because it's such a unique platform in what it offers and the people that are on it. And I really think that it's very good for poker that it gets integrated into esports in the way that it has with Twitch, because by being part of the Twitch directory, so many people find poker that they would never have found otherwise. And that's actually, I think, the major proponent, or the best part of Twitch is that ability to draw people in from other games and make poker a bigger game. So I don't know what the numbers are like with Twitch. I feel that overall Twitch has been getting bigger. I know that there are more streams coming up these days. They're turning into bigger streams like Tonka or me or a couple other. There's still a couple other big streamers, and
Bang bang.
I think that overall, if you look at the landscape of Twitch, it's getting bigger. It's bringing more people into the game, and as far as people being streamers for their job, I don't really see any problem with that. Like, at the end of the day, Twitch is entertainment, and just because someone's a good poker player does not mean they're a good streamer, and obviously vice versa as well.
Bang bang.
Well, I mean, I'm not really bang bang. I'm just saying, like, they're not the same thing, right? They're different quality. It takes different qualities, and so like, if someone has a fan base that wants to watch them play poker and they're not very good, then I don't see what's wrong with that at all. Obviously, that's fine. So yeah, like, I would say my fans are okay with that. I'm just as a troll. All right. I guess the point of the matter is this, though, Joey. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm just keeping a straight face, trying to keep it up here. Okay, go ahead.
Totally cool. The point of the matter is really this. Like, I don't see why people get so upset about the whole, like, but he's not winning money in poker. It's like, I don't know. Is that, like, do you feel lied to? Like, for example, if
I think people are getting lied to, yeah, I do. I don't feel lied to because I'm aware of what's happening, but I think these fans of these people, yeah, they're getting lied to. Yeah.
How are they being lied to?
Are they not being lied? How are they not being lied to?
I would say, how are they being lied to in terms of the streamer they're watching?
Well, they're led to believe these people are professional poker players who are making a living playing poker. I think a majority of people would be.
I think that most of them are not doing that.
But they're not doing that. I agree, but I think that people that watch them think, oh, these guys are professional poker players. Maybe I can be a professional poker player. Maybe I'm gonna learn from this guy, and I'm gonna be just like he is. When that's not actually what they are. That's not what they're doing.
But I guess I don't understand what the problem here is. You can't play poker professionally.
In theory, they are being lied to from that situation. Then,
what is the lie? The lie is that the people they're watching are winning players when they're not winning players.
Or they're winning, or they're professional poker players.
But they are professional poker players.
I guess if by professional you mean you play poker, then yeah, there's like Guy Liberté's professional poker player. Then
look, I'm sorry, Joey, but there are tons of professional poker players that are losing players. Have you ever played in a tournament before? They have these people called regs.
Okay. Bang bang. I mean, listen, I'm not like passionate about either way. I don't really, either way, like whatever. It's just I find the whole entire. I just find it interesting. I find it much different than when I was coming up playing poker. For me to make yourself a name at poker, you needed to do something in poker. You needed to have some results in poker, put in some work or achieve something, or win a tournament and get on ESPN at the time. So, I don't know. It's a different environment. It's a different thing for me. I find it interesting, and I guess that's it.
Look, if they came on and, obviously we're not naming any names, but if certain people were like, I'm crushing these games, and then like they're just blatantly lying, then yeah, they're being lied to. But if they come on the stream, like, hey guys, like we're gonna play some poker today and have fun doing it, then like I see absolutely no problem with that at all.
I'm with that. Speaking of Twitch streamers, though, there's the team. So you came up with this idea, inspired by other esports type of thing, for a team on Twitch. The Grind. What is the bad Amoka in chat? The Grind Nation, and so we got the Grind Nation. So there's been no teams in poker. They got Team Run It Up, and they got so that's like a team of people sort of thing, but there's never actually been a team of other streamers, a team of people on the team. I guess the team, made up of me, made up of you, made up of my boy Adrian Phoenix, Cordy B, Bolero, Pav, Arul Stillafe, who else in the team? Matt Coletta, Ryan Fee, Seriously Serious.
Adrian Phoenix?
I said Adrian, man. Come on.
I didn't hear you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So talk about the team. What's up with the team? Why do we have GN in front of our name on Twitch? What or on Twitter? What's this all about? What's this team stuff about?
Actually, man, like right before I got on this pod, I was just doing a YouTube bit with Cordy B. We just wrapped one up. But basically, like Grind Nation, I looked at poker and I was like, okay, so why is poker so much smaller on the internet than like all these video games, right? When poker does have a huge fan base. And I think one of the problems is that people don't really kind of like band together and form a team to kind of promote themselves, promote each other, promote the game. So my idea was to get a bunch of Twitch streamers together, some YouTube guys together, and have a team in the same way that like, Hearthstone has teams. Like Hearthstone's a one-on-one game, right? But there's still teams. And so we're basically just trying to all work together to promote ourselves, to promote the team, to promote poker, and then try and make the space bigger.
Okay. Is that what it is? I mean, I like the idea of a team, man. I think the team's fun. I think the team's fun. I remember we were talking about team members for the team, and respect. You talking about who to get on the team, who to reach out for on the team. I feel like we got a nice balance, man. We please the feminist out there. We got Cordy B on the team for the. If we got a nice woman out there putting in work, very nice girl, very entertaining.
That was what we were going for there. That was a good pick.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously there's the movement, of course, on social media happening right now. We wanted to make sure that we weren't, segregating women from the team. And I think that was a good decision on our part, on your part, to have the foresight to be like, I think that, we should do this.
Yeah. And honestly, like the people that I picked, I generally tried to pick people that I thought had something special about them, that I thought were coming up in the game, that I thought could definitely grow. They were entertaining people. And I tried to pick, I thought, the best group of people that could work together to make something bigger,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a good group, man. We got Adrian Phoenix in there down in Colombia. Got the Cash Game Island. Got his Campina Coladas sitting down there. He's got the blade. Giving him the fucking blade, man. Love Adrian, man. Talking best cash game. Talk some more strat. I mean, he talks some strat, but he gets in depth about strategy.
I watched some of his stream the other day. He gets in the mix.
Oh yeah, I love Adrian. I love Adrian, man. You got the up and coming guys. You got the Bolero, the young German. You got Pav, the young Australian man. The guy, hardworking guys, smart guys, nice guys. Of course, we know Bolero, one of the nicest fucking guys around. It's like with Ryan's. I guess Ryan is Ryan. So Ryan, he's kind of starting to stream. He's starting to stream a little bit more.
He's starting to stream again. He threw down the cage the other day, and then also you forgot like B Paris, man.
It's even B Paris in the chat. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? I feel like. I don't know. He's like, I don't see him in the chat that often, man. I only pay attention in the group chat, really.
B Paris, like, we got up and coming people. We got some very successful people. Obviously, like me, you, Fees, B Paris. B Paris second
most tournament cashes, right?
What's up?
You got the most tournament cashes.
He has second most in dollar amount. Yeah.
Fuck, man. What does that mean?
He has cash for the second most money in online tournaments of anyone. That's pretty impressive.
That's true. Okay. That's true. I agree. I mean, I think I guess then it's just what's the point of the team, because I think it's so new to people. People don't know really what the point of it is, sort of thing like that. But I think yeah, it is about just sort of working together. And in poker's a very selfish thing. It's a selfish landscape of thing. And I feel like the team is something that just could help to unify people, to get the word out there, to help grow it in a, if you don't like one guy on the team or whatever, maybe you like the combination of people on the team. So I feel like it's a pretty fun idea. And do you think we'll see some more of this in the future? I'm surprised we don't see it already in some ways.
I'm actually kind of surprised no one ever like banded together to create a team, because like if you think about it on a lot of levels, it makes sense. Like on Twitch, you can host members of your team, they can host you, you can help promote their streams, they can help promote your stream. On YouTube, like, you know, me and Cordy B, we're doing this thing where I go onto her channel and I coach her and Spin It goes there, and then she comes onto my channel and I'm going to do some coaching there with her too.
She's going to coach you? What's she going to coach you in?
No, I'm going to do coaching on both channels.
Oh, so so she's going to actually give you, it's not got to worry about something happening, right?
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So you're going on her stream to coach her, and you're sure she's going to come on your stream to coach you?
No. It's part 1 and 2 of the same series where like I'm coaching her in Spin and Goes. And so we do some on my channel with her and some on her channel with her, so that
okay. I don't want another minute video. Okay, I don't want a video minute. Okay, all right, go ahead. So you guys are coaching, you're coaching on a thing. Okay, exactly. I understand.
Or like, let's say that like, you know, someone has a podcast, I can like always come on for the pod. Or like, let's say I needed to have someone on a PolkerNews episode, special guest starring.
I'm not talking no limit hands, man. Unless it's that Ronaldo match, then where he has Queen 8 and he's facing a shove and he min bets. He been watching the Twitch, the Doug Polk. What's that bet you called? Like what's it when you make like a weird bet or something?
Value bluff.
Value bluff. He makes like a value bluff. Yeah, he value bluffed. Yeah, he made a min bet value bluff the other day on stream, and yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it, man.
The value bluff is great. Like, it's just such an amazingly insulting term.
Is it?
It is, because like it's not a thing, man.
The value bluff's not. I mean, the thing is, I've learned in poker, you can make any word a thing. Give me a word. Hey, okay. Tell you what. Give me a word right now. I'll make it well used by almost everybody in poker in 2 years. We'll do it right now. This is the start. We're going to start a word right now. I already did it with a lot of other different words. I'll do it right now. Give me a word.
I mean, like, what's the word got to be?
Could be anything. Any word you come up with.
I think this is a good spot for the chat. I think the chat needs to get in here and let us know what the word should be.
Sure. You guys can give me a word in the chat. I will make it be a mainstream word amongst the poker community in 2 years or less. You guys can go ahead. We'll pick out some words and we'll do that. I'm just going to show you. A value bluff, you can make anything a term in poker, man, if you want it hard enough. You want it bad enough, you believe in yourself. You believe in the word. You believe in the meaning of the word. The defense call.
Your side saddle confirmed. Confirmed side saddle. You're referencing GTO here, though, right? Like,
I mean, there's other words too. What's a side saddle? What's that mean?
You're talking about the horse story.
What horse story?
The horse.
Who's on a horse? I don't understand.
In the Ben thread.
Oh, the alleged horse incident.
Yeah, dude, side saddling.
So side saddle is when you sit on the side of the horse?
Did you read that thread?
I mean, I read it. I don't remember much about it, though. What was it? Side saddle?
Did you not read the horse story?
I don't know. Some random guy posted an alleged story.
Dude, bad reg, man. Bad reg. Didn't even read the horse story.
Come on, stop it. Of course I read the fucking horse story. Come on. All right, let's move on. Come on, stop it. Of course I read the horse story. All right, 0 to 100K bankroll challenge. So you started there. You got the $100 to 10K bankroll challenge.
You're just like throwing in numbers. Okay, it's not the 0 to 100K bankroll
I wrote
challenge.
0 to 100K bankroll challenge on here. Okay.
Not what it is.
I have it written down.
It was the 100 to 10K bankroll challenge. You can't just throw numbers in there.
Okay, so $100 to $10,000 bankroll challenge. You've been doing that on Twitch. You were streaming 18-hour sessions. You're playing 1 cent, 2 cent, 2 cent, 4 cent. You're showing the enthusiasm of a Polish guy who formerly played chess and won his first EPT Barcelona. He'll be on the podcast next week. You showed the type of enthusiasm he showed when he won EPT Barcelona. When he won the event, you show that type of enthusiasm when you win a $4 pot. So let's talk about this challenge. It seems like challenge not going very well, man. You're not doing well.
Well, month one was a little bit of a struggle, and I think I'm going to open up with saying that week one, I very much don't like the strategy that I used, because I just tried to play like laggy in like micro stakes cash, and I think after 4 weeks, I think I've paid $400 in rake or something.
Should have played on Unibet or micro gaming. You wouldn't have paid that much money. I did the math. You would have paid like significantly less.
Maybe that was the play, man. But the point is this: the first week I spent playing really loose. How's
that not matter? Wait a sec. You save an extra $300 playing micro stakes. That's a big deal.
Because I did it on WCOOP and I'm in Nevada. Well, am I going to VPN from Las Vegas, Joey?
Whoa. Let's stop it right there.
Some people might VPN. I don't know.
No, that's not allowed. It's against terms of service. No one does things like that. No one VPNs to sites in America, on Bovada, on America's Card Room. No one's doing things like that. No one does it the other way around. It's just not in line. It's not happening.
Right, but then back to reality. I live in Las Vegas. So if you got a better site in mind.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Okay, WSOP, you start off with a lag strategy, and then you realize that probably wasn't the right approach.
Right. So I was paying way too much rake out of the gate, and I had an epic session where I got down to $45 and then grinded for the rest of the night into the day, and ended up getting back to 85. So week 1, definitely disaster. Week 2, I started to get things kind of going on the upward trajectory, had some small wins. And then week 3 was just the sickest emotional roller coaster in terms of what happened. The first day I won 2 tournaments and I was up to 500 and whatever dollars. So I was like, damn, we're sitting pretty now, right? This is going amazing. Go. And then I had a couple losing days, and then I made what I in retrospect wish never happened. I realized that the rake in heads up was capped way lower.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, heads up. I am arguably the best heads up no limit player in the world.
Before, I mean, this is before. Yeah, at one point you were correct. Yeah.
At one point, correct. And so I decided to take a shot at playing those games, and I just got raffle stomped. Basically, I lost every all in. I lost when I got in ahead. I lost when I got in behind. I got boat over boated. And
Billy Bloodbath, man. Billy Bloodbath struck down on you. I think Ryan Poe, you were playing Ryan LaPlante. You guys were battling a little bit.
Playing Ryan LaPlante, we battled it out.
It's not like a legitimate challenge because you're playing against guys who are playing play higher stakes and are good at poker. So it's not I don't think it's a fair representation of what an actual bankroll challenge would be. You know what I mean? I think that it's sort of. I mean, I guess that's the only way to do it, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit not really the situation of what's realistic.
Absolutely, for sure. And that's actually another reason why I couldn't really play cash, because I'd play cash and I'd play people that are just doing it to be on the stream, right? So, I basically moved over to playing Sin Goes in tournaments and had some small wins. I'm at 142 now. I got down to 130 basically. And it's tough as well because on one hand, I want to be able to be a little bit more aggressive and so I can have a chance to run up quicker, knowing that I do have an edge. But the problem is, if I have a losing day, the aftermath, I have to go to 2+2 and write a thread, explaining what happened, write a post. And, it's just so crazy how viewership will change if I'm winning or losing. So I'm not totally sure how aggressive I'm going to be moving forward. I'm going to get back to it once I'm done with WCOOP, going to get back on the grind. And I'm going to complete this, and no matter how long it takes. If I'm doing this in 5 months, it would suck. But I'm going to do what it takes, man, to get this done.
I mean, I think that you could do this 100% if you could actually play on, now you don't have to stream it. You could play more tables. If you could play 4 tables or play more tables of, back in the day, the old 24 table challenge. I think that you could do this 100%. But having to play on stream, you're only playing 1 or 2 tables. You're sort of playing, you want to play more aggressive for the stream. It's probably proper to play very tight and just play pretty nitty and avoid the rake. But you can't really take this optimal approach. And then you're playing against better players on top of that as well. And when you're playing that high of a VPIP, you're just going to get beat down by the rake pretty bad. So it's just, I feel like the conditions you have are very much handicapped, not in your favor if you're playing cash games.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And there's only so much I can really do about it. I can still do it under these conditions. It's just way harder, obviously.
Yeah, I think if you I gotta make Pav a moderator in the chat, man. Yeah, I think, man, yeah, I definitely think you could do it. It's gonna be man, this is the best usage of the time, putting in these 16-hour sessions playing the 1 cent, 2 cent, you think?
I can't say something and then not follow through, bro. I gotta back it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna make it that much more epic when you actually do it. I feel like you being some tournament scores, you kind of can feed. I mean, you can always tighten up your play. I feel like kind of what you could do to beat it. You just don't want to. It's not going to be that fun. It's not going to be the most exciting thing for people watching if you're playing super seriously and not really trying to ramp up the variance a little bit in the cash games?
Well, I mean, like, I'm generally not going to play cash games anymore, I don't think. I'm going to play sit and goes in tournaments. I think the value is way better there, so that's probably where I'm going to spend my time. And I think particularly sit and goes might end up being where I do a lot of, because I can play more tables of those. They have like a leaderboard where you like get money for where you place on it. And I'll probably end up just taking it a little bit slower. And my next like month that I play it will be absurdly boring because I'm going to be playing $1 sit and goes, and then hopefully $5 sit and goes at some point. But look, man, I gotta show that like the dream is real. I gotta show that this is a doable thing. And even if like that there's a lot of factors that make it harder for me, I still think that I have to follow through on my promise to complete this, and I'm going to do that.
I love it, man. I got faith. Poppy. All right, a couple more things. And Upswing Poker. We got to talk about Upswing Poker. I feel like Upswing Poker's on a takeover. Upswing Poker, it seems like it's kind of I feel like you're powering it very well. I feel like the site's constantly being updated. The Facebook group is fucking awesome. I mean, I feel like just the Facebook group alone, the engagement that people are getting in there from the community of people, from you, from Fees, from Matt, from TT, Steve McLaughlin, there posting stuff. I feel like the amount of value that people are getting from Upswing Poker is very much. It's like it's pretty wild to see, because I mean the form engagement is so much better and so much different than the type of engagement you get for hand histories or for situations and anywhere else, and it makes it very easy to follow because you have this sort of formulaic approach to getting better at poker through the lab. And I mean, yeah, it's been pretty impressive to see. I feel like I read some comment the other day that Upswing's build an Upswing bots though, and now there's a lot of people using the Upswing approach to poker, and yeah, it's being noticed out there in the streets.
So the people know about Upswing bots now, huh? It's a thing.
The Upswing minions, the German Fedor minions. Now we got the Upswing minions.
Man, like I look at what the lab has become when we set the price point on it, and it just feels like it's just like absurd value right now. And I know that people are like, oh God, here we go. But the thing is, like it's $100, and there's like so many hours of me on video doing stuff, and ranges that you can pull up. We have our own like little range thing you can pull up and use, and then like step-by-step courses to teach you stuff. We've addressed a bunch of concerns people have, like specific subjects that they want. We have a ton of written information, and then we also have the Facebook group. Fees was telling me the other day that like one of the guys in the group, the guy was struggling. He's like, all right, send me your hands. And they just sent him his hands. He's like, went through them with him. I'm like, dude, like, it is absurd that people in the lab that like that happens, It's honestly amazing.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I feel like, at one point, can you get too many people better at poker? I'm not sure. What do you think the breakdown is amongst the people that are joining the lab in terms of being in the group? Do you think it's mostly Americans, or is it people like online guys or live? It seems like it's a lot more live people that are in the group than I would have thought.
I would say that the Upswing Lab tends to have a more recreational-based customer base, I guess. We definitely have a mix of guys who play small to mid stakes online as well. But that's the thing, like the way that it's presented, because it starts off with like really basic stuff and works its way up, it can kind of be useful for anyone. We talk about live ranges, we talk about online tournaments or tournaments in general, we talk about online cash. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of vocal people in the lab, like in the engage group where you can ask questions, that play online small stakes 6-max. But there's really a very large amount of people in the lab that play like 1-2 live or 2-5 live, and they just want to get better, and it's a great tool for them.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, man. I mean, you always try to get me. I'm never this big affiliate guy. I'm always the idea of affiliates to me. It's like the word. I don't know. But you always say, why don't you do something with Upswing? Through like an Upswing affiliate, and I'm always like, no, I don't. I don't want to do affiliates. But then when you actually talk about, if you're going to affiliate for something, or if you're going to promote something, you want to promote something that you think is value, that you think helps people out, that you think is something that people are going to benefit from. And I never looked at it until you told me that initially. So it's kind of Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of interesting. Once you actually broke it down and you were talking about the value people get, I'm like, it makes sense. Like you kind of want to drive people. You don't want to drive people to sites or to things that you don't believe in, that you don't see the value in it yourself. But I do feel like Upswing is definitely, one of the. I mean, yeah, it's so much value. It's pretty incredible. I think the price is just so, so cheap, dude. But how else? It's ridiculous. How else are you gonna get people in without a cheap price? I guess it's. I mean, you're going to raise the price, or is it going to be the same? Or
I mean, like, we're not currently considering raising the price. I mean, I don't know if like maybe that's something we should think about. But the thing is, like, look, like our business policy or our business model or whatever we want to call it is we want to always under promise than over deliver. So like I would rather like have like a cheaper price point and say certain things that we will for sure come through on, and then people be like, wow, this is like really good value, Like I want to be able to do stuff like have the lab and like put in like the tournaments that I won on Stars last scoop or whatever, and break them down hand by hand. And like that's obviously amazing value.
You've been training, man. You're speaking. I can't imagine if we're gonna play back the conversation we had before you started doing this, man. That was such a great answer. Very, very Matt Coletta inspired answer right there.
Very Matt Coletta. I talk to Matt every day, man.
The man behind the magic, man. Matt fucking Coletta. That guy's, I love that guy, man. Shout out to Matt Coletta, one of the members of the Grind Nation, one of the members behind Upswing Poker. It's, I'm going to read some comments. Let me get some shout outs here. We got some weird people in the chat today, guys. Shout out to the weird people. I appreciate the weird people in the chat. A couple of the weirdest ones today. Seth Dixon, definitely one of the weirdest guys had in the chat. Who else we got out here? It's pretty weird today. Let me get some shout outs to some people I recognize. I get some love. We got Fasan out there. What's up, puppy? Quadrasonic, Prime Poker, Vivek, Too Fat Matt. What up, Too Fat? Felipe Young, Tim F.
Was that the Too Fat?
What do you say? Is
that the Too Fat?
Is there more than one Too Fat?
I mean, I haven't heard from Too Fat in years.
Too Fat Matt? You know what Too Fat Matt?
Oh, no, not Matt. Just Too Fat. Never mind.
Oh.
Different guy.
Okay. Our Egyptian, what's up, puppy? Brad, Steven Vanza Delafa, what's up, puppy? What's going on, buddy? Hope WCOOP is going well for you, my friend. Jeremy Ross, you done, son? What's up, guys? Smoke a plant a day, bang, bang. Andrew Rivers. I guess get some shout outs, puppy.
Who we got in here? I've only got the Twitch chat up, but we got a bunch of regs from my stream. We got Tonk Muppet. Who else we got? Where's it? Where are all my bros at?
Let's go. Get fired up. Come on.
608 Experience.
Yeah.
Power Mod. He's a mod in my chat too.
Yeah.
Who else we got in here? Angry Pleb. He stops by and says
Angry Pleb. What up?
Read Pretty Music. Vegan. What's going on, man?
Okay.
Where you been at, bro?
Okay. We got my boy Dimidar in the chat. What up, Dimidar? We got Dominic Nisha in the chat. What up, puppy? What's going on, brother? Welcome, guys. I'll take a couple questions from the chat here for myself and for Douglas here. So, Doug, you're going to be streaming the 100K on Sunday, right? What time is that going to start at?
It starts 9:30. I'll probably stream at 6:30 and just like play some stuff up to it.
NFL's Sunday, right?
I'm aware.
I don't know. Watch Twitch or watch NFL? Not going to be able to watch Twitch, that's for sure, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to have it up for support, man. I got to support Doug.
Can't be like, hey, guys, Doug's streaming Sunday. Oh, but football. Fuck Doug.
Nah, I'm going to dual support it, man. I'm going to have my laptop open. I'm going to be, watching. I mean, can you imagine if you win that? That'd be so sick.
It would be pretty sick.
God damn. People can buy action, right? Did that action sell? I saw that you were doing something with You Stake Hand of the Day, guys.
Stake Kings, actually. I think it's different.
Stake Kings.
Yeah,
sorry.
if you want a piece of me in the 100K, you can get on Stake Kings.
Is that the same site?
I don't
Were they formerly You Stake, or is that a separate one?
I legitimately don't know.
Are you going to stream off your Facebook? Pawnee Lad wants to know. No, he's going to stream off Twitch.
No.
Okay. All right. S. Chejabin says, what does he think about Tonka saying he's the best tournament player on Twitch?
I would have to see the quote, but
might be.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't want to like. Let's move on.
Okay.
Because I don't know if Tonga really said that, and like.
Might have said it.
What's up?
Might have said it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to do that. I just don't want to turn this into like a me versus Tonga thing. So let's just like. Let's
What
just
if you
not.
think, what if you think someone's not the best, but like, I mean, one of the best? That's a bad thing. I don't understand. See, I don't get it. You're still giving the guy credit. You're saying he's, obviously he's a good player. He's a winning player. Put a lot of work, man. Grinder. Good kid, man. He's a good player. It's not like you're not saying he's a good player, right?
I've said Tonko's a good player, man.
I like Tonka, man. He's a good player, man. I like that guy. I like him, man. Shout out to Tonka. Let me see what else we got here in the chat. Let me see a couple more questions in here. Biggest? No, that's not that. No, we talked about that. Talked about that. What's the plan coming up after WCOOP? So WCOOP, you're going to be playing WCOOP. Are you playing a lot of events? I saw you got a schedule up there on Twitter and on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm planning on probably kind of toning back the amount of tournaments and playing more cash. And I'm planning on mixing it up and streaming a lot more early on in the day, probably a lot more 6 to 7 a.m. PST starts. I feel that's better to get viewership, and I also think that there's like no one streaming there, so it's a good time to stream in general. So I'm probably gonna be streaming earlier on, and then maybe later when there's like a high stakes tournament or something cool I can be doing, then I'll be streaming more in the afternoon. But definitely the Euro-friendly time zone. Actually, I'm making some changes to my schedule right before this pod. So I guess I would just say if you want to watch my stream, you can check it out at 7 a.m. on most days.
I can't believe you wake up that early. That's like 7:30 PST or 7:30 EST?
7:30 a.m. PST.
I can't believe you're waking up that early. I mean, I just like whenever you post Snapchats in the morning, I'm like, man, I can't believe he's waking up this early.
Dude, I grind hard, man.
I gotta say, man, you might be one of the sick. Like, you might be one of the. I know I'm a sick grinder, but you're like one of the sickest grinders I think I might know, dude. I just like. I don't like, you just do what you gotta do. To have success at what it is you want to do, man. I mean, that's like and sustain too. It's a pretty rare thing. I feel like people don't like even they realize it, but I don't think like people really realize that. They just see you streaming every day. They see you as like, oh, he's good at poker, he's successful at poker, he did this, but they don't. I feel like the work ethic is kind of overlooked in exactly what it is you're doing every single day now for a long time.
You don't get to the top of anything if you're not willing to work absurdly hard. And the kind of person I am is like, I'm just not like a number 2 kind of guy, So I just work hard all day, every day to make it a reality.
Amen, man. Amen, huh?
I mean, that's the truth.
What's gonna happen if you're not debatably the best heads up no player in the world, man? What if someone comes by and you're playing cash games and you do a little battle and you get beat down, or you lose a little bit of money to them, or Hollywood Haxton might overcome you with the Dream Machine? What happens then?
Hey man, from day one, I've said that I will never be number 1 forever. Every person eventually is number 2, just the way it works. Yeah. And honestly, like, the problem has been for the last couple of years, like, I was number 1, and like, what did that get me? It got me actually no action. I couldn't even play. So rather than being like number 1 at something that's like, not going to help me, I'd rather focus my efforts on trying to become great at something else.
I like that idea, man. I mean, maybe with a Phil Galfond site, there could be a opportunity for some more action at the higher stakes. Could be something where if you stay sharp and you stay on top of your game, that could be a place now you might be able to play. Maybe there's lower rake or rake back. I mean, who knows what the structure is going to be for that? But is that motivate you, or does that incentivize you to potentially want to stay at the top of your game for as long as you can, if that opens up and becomes an actual resource to play and to get action?
Look, man, like, I'm very happy with what I've accomplished in poker. I'm the best heads-up no-limit player. I'm one of the best tournament players in the entire world, whether it's on Twitch or not. And I'm totally happy with the amount of money that I've made from poker and who I've become and my success with that. So I don't have anything left to prove to anyone in terms of my results. That just is the truth. But what I do have to prove to myself is that I can play this game, the social media, the Twitch, the YouTube, play this game and try and run it up here, because that I haven't done yet. And as far as I'm concerned, I will be number 1 at some point with that. It's just I got to put in the hours.
Number one on YouTube?
I mean, within the poker, like,
we can make a profit.
within, like, no, you know what I mean, within the poker space.
Yeah, I know what you. Oh no, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Poker space. We can do a prop bet. We can do something on there, man. We can do something. We can do something fun.
Of people, what's the prop? What do we got cooking here?
I don't know, man. I feel like me and you come with something, man. I don't know. I mean, you definitely got an edge, man. You love this way more than I do. But I mean, without our conversations, I probably wouldn't have started my website. I wouldn't have started GTO Club. I wouldn't have started wanting to do more on YouTube, because before that, I was just sort of I was sort of just, content with kind of what I was doing. And, I didn't really want to try to do all these other things to really reach out there to build whatever it is. And, I don't know. It's just kind of not what I ever did. But you made me realize is that, it's not really about that. It's about you put out great content. So you should want more people to see the great content that you put out. And I'm like, that's a really good point. So you're definitely one of the biggest inspirations for me for deciding to, take a step back from poker and really pursue these other ideas I've always had, but I never wanted to do, especially with you doing the website and you doing the YouTube and us having the conversation. So, I mean, yeah, without your words of encouragement or your words of wisdom to me when we talk, I probably wouldn't have pursued it. So.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to always say, like, look, like, I've said this so many times, but in the last few years, like, you've done the best content on YouTube for poker, You come
now you come to do best content on YouTube.
Like, that's, what I'm saying. I tell you this.
I hope you do. I like watching your stuff. I like there being good content out there. Like, that's what I always wanted it to be.
You've done a great job. The podcast is amazing, man. Like, you've done a great job here on YouTube. I just want to make sure you get the love you deserve,
I like it. Ace Equality says, Poppy, don't do a prop bet with the king. Who won more? You ain't one more prop bet than me. Come on, man. Come on. Doug ain't one more prop bet than me. Didn't even win the first prop bet. Come on.
What's our prop bet here, Joey? What do we got going?
What's our prop bet? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, we directly help each other out. So it's like a dual thing. I don't know. We probably set like a prop bet between I don't get the chat. Stop dick riding. Listen, so if you compliment a guy, it's your dick riding. If you say something, you joke around with him, you're an asshole. If you're not too nice, you're this. If you're too that, come on, guys, calm down, man.
You can't win, dude. There's no way.
You cannot win with the chat, man. It's just these guys in there. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Well, I got some ideas for some stuff we could do. It would be fun.
All right.
So if people want to get in touch with you, are these two on Adderall? How do the people talk this long? We barely. I mean, yeah, I guess it's kind of a long time today. Right?
2 hours.
Yeah, it's ain't that long, man. We've done longer podcasts than this for sure.
Oh shit! Yeah, definitely. We did this one. It was 32 minutes.
Yeah, I think we should do a lot of 30.
32. That's it, Joe. You know what, man? I'm gonna do a video and include you somehow and make it 32 minutes. You got it, just for you.
Oh, boy.
Just for you.
I still can't believe you made a 32-minute video, man. I mean, I just 32 minutes, I was taken aback. I didn't expect a 32-minute video to come out about it, man. I wish Ben would make a 32-minute video.
Got less to say.
I don't know. We might get Ben on the pod one day at some point in time, man. Maybe Ben share his side of things. Ben could talk about that a little bit. So, I'm definitely curious to kind of hear his story on side of things, and we'll see what happens, man. So, all right, what do we want to leave him on, Doug? What do you want to tell people? What do you want to say? Where do you want to let them know to tune in first if you for the people that are interested in following more, watching more, learning more?
I would say if you're at all interested in anything I do, I would say follow my Snapchat, WCG Writer. That's where I normally post everything I did. I did Snap before I came on here.
Bang, bang.
I have a really funny Snap at the moment that you want to check out. I don't know if you saw it, Joey.
Oh my God, what are you talking about, dude? What did you do?
Oh
no.
It was a snap. It was a snap that needed to happen.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
Somebody that may or may not be, we may or may not say who it was, or we may or may not know, reported my YouTube video for privacy violation.
Okay.
And I just said things that needed to be said.
In the Snapchat.
In the Snapchat.
At Doug Polk-Poker.
WCG Writer.
I can't keep these damn names straight. Okay, at WCG Writer.
Everything is Doug Polk-Poker except Snapchat. I already had too many people there. It was like too annoying.
All right, Dad. So if people want to see what you said, at WCG Writer.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna add you right now, even though I had you on here for a long time. I just want to see what you said. Okay. Okay. All right, check it out. I'm clickbaiting people into doing this, man.
The clickbait.
We're clickbaiting him and doing this. All right, so follow you on Snapchat. You're going to be streaming the $100,000 tournament Sunday morning. Anything coming up tomorrow? Anything you got coming on Saturday or tonight? What's tonight, Friday?
Yeah, man. Tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. I'll be streaming, and I'm streaming the 10K heads up.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, bro.
With your whole cards open?
No, it's whole cards hidden.
Okay, I was gonna say that's
sorry, man. At the end of the day, I can't punt off the equity, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you lost 40K on stream yesterday. It's like, how much money can you don't want to lose that much money on stream.
Don't worry, the chat informed me of how much I lost. They also told me a few things about my play that I learned.
Wait, what was that?
I just, I never really realized how bad I was. And the thing is, it's humbling,
Mm-hmm.
when people really explain things and you're like, wow, I never realized how far behind the curve I really was.
Yeah. That hurt when people say things to you, when the people say things like that on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. Yeah,
I mean, it always hurts a little bit, but that's the thing. Like sometimes that hurt really helps you get better, helps you improve.
Yeah, you channel that feedback and that criticism, and you can turn that into something positive and use that to motivate you to work on your game and get better.
Definitely. And a lot of times, like, it's weird because, like, you'd think only one person would know what I should have done, but sometimes it's like 30 people that all knew.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel like if it was that obvious, man.
Yeah, like obvious, like why wasn't I doing that already? Like if these guys see this, why wasn't this something that I would then be seeing?
30 people knew. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the comments I got on the video I talked about you and the Ben 86 situation from some comments in the chat, informing me which side I was on in the situation, as there was a side to be on, as one may have been right and one may have been wrong. So
one was right and you were on a little bit the wrong side, and
I wasn't on a side. What are you talking? I'm not on a goddamn side. I'm obviously on your.
Man.
How do people say I'm not on your side no matter what, man? Of course I'm on Doug's side. For fuck's sakes, man. It's not like I'm not on Doug's side. Listen, if it comes out that Doug killed 7 people in the poker community, killed all the other high stakes poker players, try to maximize his EV, I'm a ride for Doug, man. It's my guy still, man. I mean, yeah, he made a bad decision. He probably shouldn't have done that.
Trump right now.
What do you say?
That Trump quote? I can shoot someone on 7th Avenue. People still vote for me, or whatever the.
That ain't a Trump. I mean, listen, man. I'm gonna support no matter what, man. If I'm friends with someone, if I'm whatever for somebody, if someone's done good by me, I'm gonna do good by them, man. I'm not just gonna, even if they completely out of line and they did the worst fucking thing ever, I'm still gonna say, you know what? People make mistakes, and I'm still gonna feel some sort of empathy for the person, even though other people think I shouldn't feel any empathy that don't know the person.
All I'm saying, man, like, I'm giving a shout out to all my fans here in the chat and everyone watching my stuff. Like, I got a lot of guys who got my back, and I just want them to know that I appreciate them. And you take their side, you take Ben's side in a 15-minute video. There may or may not be my crew throwing their dongers up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You got these catfish-looking guys bringing heat at my door, man. Really jazzing up my life. Bang bang.
Bang bang.
You ever seen Catfish? Right? You seen some of these guys?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
The TV show on MTV, Catfish.
I don't know what that is.
You gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it, man.
Is that before or after I'm streaming, doing YouTube and snapping? Is it like during or what?
We could do it with that. You could do it with the baby, the dog or whatever it is you got there. Your fun dog.
Yeah, Binks, man.
I like Binks, man. All right, I'm excited, guys. Doug's gonna be streaming tomorrow. $10,000 event. What time tomorrow?
6:30 a.m.
Jesus Christ, dude. 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. You can find this replay back on YouTube. I'll put the link for people on Twitch. You can check out my YouTube, youtube.com/JoeIngram1. And I'll put the link in there. If you want to follow Doug, it's at Doug Polk-Poker on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram.
It's Doug Polk-Poker everywhere but Snap.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. We look forward to more content from Douglas Polk. We look forward to a new PolkerNews episode where you discuss the recent goings on in the poker world. And yeah, guys, I'll be back on Monday with recent EPT Barcelona winner Sebastian Malik, the young Polish 21-year-old who played his first big tournament, took it down, was standing up, was drinking a little bit, was crying a little bit, was very emotional, was very fun. He seems like he's got a lot of enthusiasm, and I'm excited to get him on the podcast. That'll be Monday afternoon. And I have a lot of other podcasts planned, but I'm not quite sure 100% on the dates. But stay tuned.
All right, Poppy. Thank you for having me on the pod, dude.
All right, Doug, talk with you soon, my friend. Guys in the chat, peace out. Adios. Much love.
Peace.
Peace out. Peace out.